All right, it's the Morning Brew for you today, Wednesday, the 14th of May. Amber Hendren here, and I'm Larry Aarons. And our good friend Colleen McRoberts is back from Bernalillo County to join us. She runs everything open space down there at Bernalillo County. How you doing?
Good, keeping busy.
You are. How'd the Tour de Bosque go?
The Tour de Bosque was wonderful. We had so many people out on a gorgeous, gorgeous Saturday last week. And I have to tell you, I was at Soaring the South Valley at Durand Open Space. We did the celebration of birds and planes, and it was exciting. We had real gliders that people could sit in. We had planes flying overhead. And a lot of birding activity. We saw some beautiful summer tanagers and owls in the bosque, and it was just a lovely day. You didn't see any hawks? We did see some hawks. Yeah, actually, there was one moment where hawks were flying with the birds.
Wow.
It was so neat.
Did you see the one that attacked Amber, though?
Oh, I did not.
Did you hear
I heard about that. That's unusual.
Is it unusual?
I had never heard of that happening before.
I still have PTSD from this. Now every time I look up, I walk and I realize there are a lot of birds in the sky. There's a hawk.
Look at that's the one that got you.
Now we had hawks aloft there, so they're showing some live birds of prey. They had a falcon and a kestrel and really beautiful birds. And you must have been by a nest. I mean, they wouldn't do that unless they felt threatened.
We've got a naturalist right here. He could tell us.
Tell us why the hawk attacked my head so mercilessly.
This is Bill Dunmeyer. Bill, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here, Larry.
You were a naturalist with the National Park Service for many years.
28 years,
Nice.
mostly a naturalist, but I actually retired as superintendent of Carlsbad Caverns.
Wow, there you go.
And that's what brought my wife and I to New Mexico.
Beautiful.
Been here ever since, not leaving.
Well,
Glad to have you. We'd love it.
well, what about this hawk that I don't know?
Yeah, I was walking down Laguna and on the phone with my mom, and all of a sudden I felt this bam, something came and hit me in the back of the head.
Wow.
And I thought it was a person with a 2x4, and I looked around and it happened again, and then I could feel the claws
My goodness.
on my scalp.
You don't look like
scary.
a squirrel.
I don't, but my hair looks like perfect nest material.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
So I don't know.
If I was a bird, I would love to make a nest out of your hair.
Thank you. But those hawks are no joke. I mean, they're very, very powerful, and I think she was just aggressively guarding her nest.
It would make sense this time of year.
And I still love the animals, and I still go on my nature walks, but I do have a little PTSD.
Just still looking around
Yeah.
now, a little bit more
It's just
cautiously.
a duck, Amber. You know? Relax.
Bill, I'm looking at your bio here. You've written several books. Of course, your career with the National Park Service, including Carlsbad Caverns, Yosemite, one of my very favorite places in the world. You have quite a resume here. What's your involvement with the open space program now?
Well, I'm going to be giving a program starting at 10 o'clock on Sunday at
We'll be at Bikeki Open Space.
Great.
and the program will be on New Mexico's ecoregions, or kind of based on my book, New Mexico's Living Landscapes.
I want to hold this up.
Look at this book.
Living landscapes of New Mexico.
Wow.
The point I like to make is that New Mexico ranks third in the nation as far as natural diversity. Texas and California higher because they have ocean coasts, but we're number 3, and by that I mean the number of native animals and the native plants that are here. So we're right up at the top, and some of the states east can't even come close to where.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Really, it's the land of enchantment.
Absolutely.
So you brought him out of retirement, Colleen, to
well,
do this.
he gives these talks once in a while, and he has a new book out. We're going to be talking about a book that he put out a few years ago.
This was 2012. Last year I did one on the history of livestock in New Mexico.
Wow.
But we really wanted to cover something that talks about what makes this such a beautiful state, the rich diversity of living landscapes or ecoregions. And so there's 6 major ecoregions that he's going to be talking about.
There are.
I think it'll be a really fantastic workshop for people to come out and just learn more about the state, and as you're driving around the state, to understand what you're seeing, you know.
We have 6 different ecoregions here.
Well, we have 2 deserts, the Chihuahuan Desert down south, and the Great Basin Desert just up and around the Four Corners. Then we have 2 grasslands, the Great Basin grassland, and our eastern plains is the plains grassland. And then in the mountains, at the foot of the mountains, we're all familiar with the pinon juniper, and that's an ecoregion. And of course, Albuquerque sits right at the foot of the pinon juniper, and on the top is a montane. So really, there are the 6 that ecologists would.
So the desert, the plains.
2 deserts,
piñons.
two grasslands, the pinon juniper, and the montane.
Fascinating.
In the Albuquerque area, we have 3 of those 6 ecoregions, is that right?
Well, in the area, yes, because we have the Great Basin grassland from here on west, and then we're really at the fringe of the pinon juniper. If you start up this end is, and of course the top is the montane. And they're very different. They're called ecoregions based really on the vegetation. You know, people wonder, well, why are things so different around Las Cruces than they are here? Well, the difference is that's the Chihuahuan Desert, and it only extends about 50
You're a
miles.
very interesting man, Bill. I hope
We're just
everybody.
scratching the surface here.
Yeah. Wow, we got to do another show
I
with
know
you.
we do.
Bill Dunmeyer, Colleen McRoberts, go hear Mr. Dunmeyer this Saturday
Sunday.
from 10 to 11:30 at the Bukeki Open Space.
Sunday.
Come out and
Yeah.
meet this man. Thank you, Colleen.
Thank you, great.
Bill, pleasure.
See you this
Pleasure.
Back with more Morning Brew in a moment.